yet again. Manuel reached the building on the far side and ducked in behind the wall. The stucco felt rough on his back, even through his shirt. He looked down and took another deep breath. He had forgotten to strap on his Kevlar vest. Of all the times to screw up. If he lived through this, it would be a miracle. A couple of cleansing breaths to slow his pulse, and he moved to the narrow walkway behind the row of buildings. A dirty street urchin in a ripped t-shirt watched him with disinterested eyes as he took a quick glance around the corner. He could see the back of the house, but the midday sun glinting off the second-floor windows made it impossible to know whether anyone was looking his way from behind the glass. He checked his revolver again, saw the bullets in the cylinder, and felt a surge of confidence. One more deep breath, and he moved into harm's way, crouching low and driving hard with his legs. It didn't matter if Escobar saw him walking or running now. He knew the drug lord would be firing at him. Nothing. Manuel reached the stone wall between the target house and the walkway and hugged it for safety. He was breathing hard now, his adrenaline pumping through his veins like never before in his life. So close. So long to find him, now so close. How many men had died chasing false leads? How many millions of dollars had been spent in the pursuit of this one man? He had lost track, but the figures were staggering. He slipped his cell phone from his pocket and hit redial. Martinez answered. "How long until you get here?" Manuel whispered. 2, maybe 3 minutes. "No sirens. Come in quiet. There is no sign he knows we're onto him." "Roger that. Good work, Manuel. Hang on, we are almost there." Manuel closed the phone and powered it off. An incoming call could alert Escobar. He stayed low against the wall, the afternoon sun baking the narrow alley and turning it into a furnace. Sweat trickled down his forehead, and he wiped it away with his free hand. He was shaking almost uncontrollably. He breathed deeply, trying to calm himself and bring his heartbeat down so he could shoot accurately. He checked his watch. Martinez was a minute, maybe 2, out. He decided to risk a quick look over the wall. He raised his head above the rounded stucco edge. Nothing but silence greeted him. The building was a 2-story adobe, attached on both sides to the adjoining buildings. The main floor was slightly larger than the upper, and a sloping tiled roof ran under a large second-floor window. There was no balcony or veranda. If Escobar came out the back, it would be through the window. From his vantage point, Manuel knew he had a shot. Not a great one, but he'd have to work with what he had. Then it happened. Manuel heard a series of loud thuds as Martinez and his men used a battering ram on the heavy metal door at the front of the house. No more stealth now. He raised his head and shoulders above the wall and took aim on the window with his revolver. Seconds later, the glass shattered and a chair flew into the yard. A figure kicked out the remaining shards of glass, then leapt from the window onto the tiled roof directly below. Manuel recognized him. It was Limon Alvaro de Jesus, Escobar's personal bodyguard. He resisted the urge to fire and waited for the next figure, the man himself. Escobar appeared in the window for a brief second, then jumped to the tiles below. Manuel waited until Escobar landed, then squeezed the trigger. The Smith & Wesson barked, and sharp pieces of stucco flew about only an inch or 2 from Escobar's head. He fired again, but Escobar was already moving, and the bullets smacked harmlessly into the pale stucco behind him. Manuel briefly caught a glimpse of Limon sighting on him. Then the wall in front of his face exploded, and slivers of stucco slammed into his forehead and scalp. The pain was excruciating. Blood poured from the wounds, but he jumped up and lowered his gun at the running figures. He pumped round after round at them, but they were moving too quickly, and the shots missed. The hammer clicked on an empty chamber. He swore as he reached for his belt and another cylinder of live cartridges. Then, when it looked like the 2 men might escape, Limon jerked violently and fell face first to the ground, unmoving. A few seconds later, Escobar took 3 slugs in quick succession. The first one shattered his femur, the second cut through his chest cavity, and the third smashed squarely into his skull. He dropped straight down, his body falling hard on a pile of cinder blocks and tiles. Blood pooled under the body, and small rivulets ran off the broken pieces onto the parched earth. Manuel glanced quickly around.